Hello guys, what's going on? My name is Sam, or Chaotic, and welcome back to another GTA 5 video here on my channel. Now in today's video, as you guys can see from the title, I'm going to be discussing 10 things from the Doomsday Heist update that you need to buy in GTA Online. There is loads of awesome content in this update. It is by far one of the biggest and the best updates we've ever received in GTA Online, with 16 new vehicles to choose from, new business properties, loads of new clothing items and masks, new Mark II weapons, and of course new heist missions. But at a cost of over $50 million to purchase everything from the update, knowing exactly what to buy and what to avoid is difficult until you buy it. And I've received loads of questions and requests over the past few days from you guys asking my recommendations. So in this video, I'm going to be highlighting the top 10 things you guys should buy from the Doomsday Heist update. So let's get straight into things. And first of all, you're going to need to buy a new facility. These new properties are basically huge underground facilities. They're pretty awesome if I do say so myself, and they're by far the biggest property that you can buy and own in GTA Online. These are listed on the Mazebank foreclosure website, and there are 9 to choose from, with prices starting from $1,250,000. But it can cost you up to $6 million when you fully customize and upgrade one. Now, something to bear in mind when choosing one of these properties to buy, I would recommend something in Sandy Shores. There are 3 or 4 to choose from in this area, but basically there is plenty of access and it's fairly open, whereas locations such as the reservoir have bad access roads and it can be pretty difficult to get to and get from in larger vehicles. And although these properties are the same, I still wouldn't recommend buying the cheapest one either, which is located in Paleto Bay, simply because it's at the top of the map and fairly out of the way, so it will take you much longer to get to and from. So choosing something in Sandy Shores puts you in a centralized location, which will make it easier and quicker for you to get to and from. And of course, is the ideal spot as well when doing the new heist missions, which take you all the way around the map. Now when it comes to customizing your facility, most of these upgrades are simply cosmetic and you do not need. You can save millions of dollars just by keeping the facility fairly standard, and definitely avoid buying the orbital cannon room. As cool as it may sound, it is a complete waste of money, and even by owning it, you still can't use the orbital cannon. You have to pay $500,000 just to use the manual targeting mode, and to use the automatic targeting mode will cost you $750,000. It is a complete waste of money, just stay clear of it. Now, one final comment worth making: if you want to play the new heist missions, you will need one of these facilities. Even if your friend has one, you will want to own one of these and be the host, because if you're not the host of the heist missions, you cannot unlock the trade prices for the new weaponized vehicles. So even if you play through the missions with your friends who may be the host, you won't unlock the trade prices unless you yourself are the host of them. And trust me, you want to unlock the trade prices because they will save you millions of dollars on each of the new weaponized vehicles. Anyway, moving on to item number 2 that you need to buy, this being the Imponte Deluxo. Now, the Deluxo is the definition of awesome. It is by far my favorite vehicle in GTA Online, as I'm sure it is for many people as well. It will set you back a fair bit of money. The buy it now price is $4,721,500, but you can save over $1 million by unlocking its trade price, which will cost you $3,550,000. It is by far one of the easiest trade prices to unlock, and it will save you a sizable amount of money. So if you're looking to buy this car, it is definitely worth trying to unlock that trade price before you buy it. Now, the Deluxo can be stored in any of your regular garages, so if you haven't purchased a new facility yet, well, you can store this anywhere you want. Most importantly though, the Deluxo is capable of both hovering and flight at the push of a button. And this is a feature the car comes with from standard, and it's a pretty fun one to say the least. Flying isn't particularly fast, but it's pretty cool nevertheless, and you can customize the Deluxo at the Los Santos Customs, but if you want to fit weapons to it, it will have to be customized at the Avenger or inside your mobile operations center. And these machine guns and missiles are definitely something you want to fit if you play in public sessions often, so definitely get those fitted. Now, speaking of the Avenger, this is the 3rd item on the list which I would recommend buying from the Doomsday Heist updates. If you want to customize and upgrade any of the new weaponized vehicles in this update, you're going to need one if you don't already own a mobile operations center. It's more of a luxury item if you do already own an MOC, but even if you do, the Avenger is still pretty cool of an aircraft to own, and it has both VTOL and a regular flying mode. Now prices will start from just under $3.5 million, but it does have a few features of its own. For starters, it has an autopilot mode that you can engage in the interaction menu, which once enabled allows you to stand up from the pilot's seat and either parachute out, or you can head into the back of the aircraft. And there are a number of upgrades as well you can also apply to the Avenger, allowing you to customize your weapons and cars in the back of it, as well as fit some machine gun turrets, which can be operated in the back too. And if you're someone who has lots of friends, or simply is able to convince a whole lobby of people, 30 players can fit in the back of the Avenger, making it the biggest in the terms of its capacity for a vehicle in GTA Online. And then as for another aircraft from the Doomsday Heist update I would also recommend buying, this being the Akula. In fact, earlier today I uploaded a comparison video between the Akula and the Hunter, which if you haven't watched already, I would definitely recommend doing. There will of course be a link in the description to that video. But basically, the verdict being, the Akula is the best attack helicopter that we have in GTA Online that you can buy. It is cheaper than the Hunter with a buy it now price of $3,704,050 and a trade price of just $2,785,000. And from standard, it's equipped with machine gun turrets, which the pilot can operate, and a secondary machine gun turret on the front for the passenger. The Akula can also seat up to 4 players, and players sitting in the back have access to both night and thermal vision. Now, although from standard, missiles aren't fitted to the Akula, this is something you can fit whilst upgrading it with a choice of either homing or barrage missiles, plus you can also fit the bomb dropping feature too whilst upgrading it. But its best feature by far is stealth mode, which when enabled completely takes you off the radar, and that goes for all the players sitting inside the helicopter. So you can fly around the entire map and go undetected for as long as you want. There is no limit on how long you can stay in stealth mode, the only limitation being that you can't use any of your weapons. But you can easily enter and exit stealth mode in less than a second, so if there are any nearby threats or targets, with the press of a button you can start firing shots. And the Akula is one of the fastest and most agile that we have in-game, making it a good all-round helicopter. And if you're into causing chaos in GTA Online, then the new tank, the TM-02 Khanjali, is definitely something you should consider buying. Although it's more than double the price of the Rhino, the only other tank that we have in-game, with a buy it now price of $3,850,350, and when unlocked, the trade price is $2,895,000, you may question why you should choose this over the Rhino. But as covered in a video the other day, the Khanjali is by far the better choice out of the two. For starters, it can seat up to 4 players, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. It's also storable in the new facilities, and it can be customized as well. But from standard, it is a pretty good tank, taking up to 4 sticky bombs to destroy it, and it has 2 separate weapons, one being the main cannon, which of course can be operated by the driver, and a secondary machine gun turret, which can be operated by the passenger that sits alongside the driver. But once upgraded, the Khanjali can withstand up to 6 sticky bombs or 8 shots from another tank. You can also swap out the standard cannon for the railgun cannon, but personally I wouldn't recommend doing so, since it does the same amount of damage and has the same amount of power. You can also change the colour and change the livery on the tank as well, plus you can also upgrade the secondary machine gun turret for a slightly more powerful one, and fit grenade launchers as well on the sides for the passengers in the back to use. The Khanjali is a beast of a tank. It's definitely one I would recommend owning and using, especially if you have a few friends to ride with in GTA Online. But let's move on to this next item, and I know it's not quite what some players had hoped for, but the Mammoth Thruster is still something I would recommend buying if you have the money to do so, simply because it's the jetpack. Something which for the last 4 years has been teased and rumoured around the community ever since the game was first released back in September of 2013, and at last it has now been released in GTA Online, something we never thought would happen. And personally, I think it's still a decent item to own in-game as well. You may not be able to fly around the map in seconds as some players would like, but if it could, it would be way too overpowered. It is an expensive item to own as well, costing $3,657,500 at the buy it now price, and just $2,750,000 at the trade price, and isn't exactly the best or the most useful item from this update. But like I said, if you have the money to spend, definitely consider buying this at some point. It's not something I'd recommend buying straight away or putting at the top of your list in the terms of items you need to buy first from this update. In fact, put it down towards the bottom, simply because it is a novelty item. Honestly though guys, it's not that bad of an item, and once upgraded, you can fit options such as machine gun turrets or missile launchers to it as well as fitting JTOW thrust, which allows you to launch into the air much faster. Now there's one final vehicle on this list of items I would recommend buying, this being the Fister Comet Safari. It will cost you $710,000 and can be bought from the Legendary Motorsports website, but you effectively get yourself the Comet Retro Custom with a bunch of off-road customizations pre-fitted to it. It looks pretty cool from standard, but there are loads of customization options available for it at the custom shop, allowing you to change loads of features, including the front and rear bumpers, the hood, the skirts, the exhaust, and much, much more. And to fully customize it, it will only cost you about $300,000 or so, and if you take it to your Avenger or Mobile Operations Center, you can also fit machine gun turrets to it as well. This personally isn't something I would recommend doing. The turrets themselves aren't particularly good or that powerful, but the option is available there if you guys want to fit it. This car though is pretty good all round, and I think for its price isn't too bad either. It's also pretty good looking, and in terms of performance is good too. Plus, it's an off-road style car, and is pretty good off-road too. So if you're into driving off-road in GTA 5, then definitely add the Comet Safari to your collection. Now there are plenty of other cool cars and vehicles from this update to also choose from, but there are other items on this list which I've put ahead of those. One of those items being the Mark II Pump Shotgun. Now we have 12 upgradable weapons in game, and the Pump Shotgun is definitely one of the best ones and at the top of the list, with the option of fitting explosive rounds as an upgrade, which straight away, as you guys can see in the gameplay, can do some serious damage. It's basically like the railgun but a short range version. It can kill anyone, whether it's an AI or a player in online, as well as blow up cars with just one single shot. It doesn't have a huge amount of ammo capacity, with 40 being the limit, and it can only fire up to 30 or 40 meters or so, but nevertheless it can still cause chaos. And another weapon I'd recommend getting is the Mark II revolver. Again, this being something you can only get by upgrading it at the weapon workshop, either in your Avenger or the Mobile Operations Center. But like many of the Mark II weapons, there are a range of customizations available for it, and one of these I would definitely recommend fitting are the hollow point rounds. These are the most powerful and can do the most amount of damage, even against armor. In fact, with this fitted, this pistol is being considered way too overpowered, with the ability to one-shot kill players as well as shoot down NPC helicopters. So this pistol is particularly useful then in missions, especially the new heist missions, and allows you to take out anyone in literally a single shot. And if you play with auto aim enabled, this weapon is definitely something you guys should recommend getting, because you can win literally any gunfight with it with just one shot. But moving on to the 10th and final item I would recommend getting, this being an outfit. With the Doomsday Heist update, you can now purchase scuba suits from any clothing store. Just head down to any one, make your way to the counter and browse the outfits, and towards the bottom you'll find the option to purchase a scuba suit. Now you can choose any one you want, your favourite, they're all the same, just in different colours and styles. Now whilst roaming around in online, you'll only be wearing the wetsuit part of the outfit, but head to any form of water in game, and as soon as you're in it, the full scuba suit will then be equipped. And it's not just a visual or cosmetic item either, it actually works. It is a fully functioning scuba suit, so when you go underwater, you won't have to come back up for air. In fact, the amount of air you have is unlimited, so you can stay underwater for as long as you want and explore. And this suit comes with a flashlight as well, so when you go in the darker areas of the ocean or lakes in game, you can see around. And in fairness, it is a pretty cool clothing item, and at last, Rockstar has finally added a fully functioning scuba suit into online. Anyway, so there we go then guys. With that being said, that's pretty much it then for this video. Those are 10 items then you need to buy in GTA Online from the Doomsday Heist update. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about these, and if you guys have any other suggestions or thoughts on this list, then of course let me know by leaving a comment. If you guys could drop a like, it would of course be greatly appreciated as well, and it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.